Hi everyone, it's Lavinia and welcome to my channel. This is just a short tutorial on making a small pillow. I am using a 9x9 square and I just trimmed the corners just a little bit. You don't have to if you don't want to. The reason why I trimmed this a little bit was just so that once the pillow is formed, I don't have those pointy ears, so to speak, at each corner. It'll be more level. That's the reason why. So this is the fabric I'm using. It has a flower. This is Paris, Eiffel Tower. And I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew from the top to the side edges and just leave maybe 2 or 3 inches here at the bottom open so that I can then flip that over. So I will take you now to my sewing machine. So I'm at my sewing machine and I just have some light pink thread in both the bobbin and on the spool at top, and I'm starting from the bottom. So as you can see, here's the rose and this is the bottom of the pillow, and this is where I wanted to leave that open area to flip this over. So I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I have my seam guide here and it's just a basic straight stitch. And here, when I get to this point, I'm just going to tilt that over so that again comes to that seam guide. When I get here to the corner, I'm just going to then flip that over and follow along here until again I get to this point and turn it. This again is where we cut, so when I get to that edge there, lift and tilt. And again, you don't have to trim the corners if you don't want to. It's just a preference, and you can try both ways and see what you like. This is a small pillow, so probably wouldn't have mattered, but just something that I did. So I just want to remember that I'm coming here towards my bottom and that I want to leave that area open. And tilt. And I'll probably come to about here. A little back stitch there. And I probably should have back stitched at the beginning, but that's okay. I will go over it when I close the bottom area. So here we have this. And what I'm going to do is just trim these corners here a little bit, just so that that reduces bulk. You want to make sure, of course, that you don't clip any of the stitches. And I'm just going to trim a little bit more, just so that even here on the sides, I don't have that bulk. Right there. I like making pillows. I've bought some fat quarters and use those to make double-sided pillows. It's just very easy to change up your decor. And then this last one. Right there. Okay, so we have that done. And now I'm just going to go ahead and let me just move this out of the way, turn the machine off, and trim this here. So I'm just going to take this and go to one of the top corners and grab that and bring it through. And so this is just going to be a cute little tiny pillow. And I'm just going to grab, this is actually It's sort of like a chopstick, but it actually came in one of the, I bought pillow stuffing or toy stuffing, and this actually came inside the package, which is kind of nice because it doesn't have that point. But you can use, you know, if you want to use a crochet hook or any other type of chopstick, knitting needle, you just want to make sure that you don't poke and make a hole in your corner. Because then you would just turn it back inside out and start all over again. You know, just sew that back up. These stray threads can just be pulled or cut off. So there. And here's the last one. So what I'm going to do is just take this to my ironing board, and I'm going to press this down and in so that when I end up sewing it shut, you could hand stitch it, use a ladder stitch if you wanted to. That might come out a little bit more, you know, with the hidden stitch, but I'm going to go ahead and sew that closed after I've stuffed it. So I am going to take it again to my ironing board and try and get these edges out as much as possible, and then I will stuff it and sew it shut. But it's a cute little tiny pillow. If you wanted to, you could probably also sew a ribbon or cording here, you know, to hang maybe on a door handle. But again, I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine. I will sew it, and then I'll show you what, you know, once I stuff it and how to stuff it, maybe just to show you how these corners look. All right, I will be back. All right, so I've pressed that all down. I see here at the edges, and I'm just going to take, you know, whatever you prefer. This is from Pellon, 100% cluster fiber fill, but you know, whatever you have on hand or whatever your fill of choice is. I've also used in my own pillows, old pillows that I've had that were out of date, or you know, just didn't want to have any more. I've used the filling from in there to fill my own pillows. So I'm just taking this here and bringing it up to the corner to make sure that the corners get filled. So I'm starting with the top corners first, and then just working my way down with the filling. So there. And then just getting those corners there. All right, so once I get this filled, I will be back. All right, so I've stuffed the pillow, and you can make it as fluffy as you want, but here you go. So now what I'm going to do is just take it to the sewing machine and just shut this opening here, and I will show you as I do that. All right, so I've just put a clip here just to keep it closed. You could use pins, of course, or your smaller clips. And of course, using the ladder stitch, the hand stitch, would probably be best because that will hide the stitching. And I'm going to move my needle closer to the edge. So I'm actually going to put it here at 0. Move that down. Oops. Just want to make sure that that's as close. Just going to do a couple of stitches here. Sorry if my hand's in the way. Oops. Going to do a back stitch, and then just come on forward here. Another back stitch, and take that out. Scissors. All right, so I'll show you, whoops, the finished product. All right, so here we are. It's finished. And this is what the bottom looks like. And as I mentioned, I'm just going to trim off a little bit of these strings here. If you wanted to use the ladder stitch, then these stitches wouldn't show, but for just putting it here, it kind of gets hidden when it's laying down. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you subscribe, like, and share, and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.